Good evening. I got a special treat for you on this edition of Doorway to the Paintings, and I want to reintroduce you, because I've mentioned it in other videos. I want to reintroduce you to this character, Gromus. This should be a fun ride. This is one of my most interesting characters. I've created a lot of characters. This is one of the most interesting. One that I created in 2011. And he is very, very deep in terms of his background and what he does. So let's take this spooky journey into Doorway to the Paintings. And let's take a look at this character in depth. Here's the best view and the correct view of this painting. And I did this painting, probably about 8 to 10 years ago, maybe closer to 10. And this is in his dimension. And there's different portals, different gates into his dimension. This could be one of them. This could be another one. This is a door. This is a walkway. See the floor? You can see the corner of the floor. And then it goes back into here. That's one of the ways to get in and get out. Got the brick wall. I always depict him with a dark or mildly dark gray robe. Here's my pillars again. I really like putting ancient Greek or Roman type columns in my paintings. Now he's a powerful character, but this is a what if painting, because it says here, Gromus has finally trapped the entire city inside a bubble. Now, I'm not saying he's that powerful, because this is a what-if story, a what-if painting. But, and you can see the modern type buildings indicating that he's a time traveler. He comes from ancient Greece, or at least that's his origins thus far. But he's a time traveler, so he was able to go into somewhat modern times and do this. But this is a what-if painting. I'm not saying he's that powerful to trap an entire city, but it was such a fun concept, I had to paint it. Maybe one day after he gathers enough energy, he will be that powerful. He is a bad character, and if I do episodes or stories about him, or if I did, I don't like writing. I do not like writing. I would prefer to paint him. But I do like writing short little paragraphs like this to give you the story in a nutshell. But he is someone who is quite powerful. And he is somebody that I've painted, gosh, I think at least 30 times. So I've got multiple paintings to show you in the future. This is not the only episode I'm going to do with him. If I stay doing these videos, if I keep going with this series, this is not going to be the final episode with him in it. He's a very fascinating character. He's bad, and every time there would be a story, or if I made stories or episodes, he would always lose in the end to a hero or heroine. A very, very good hero or heroine. I like those old stories that are about good against evil, and then in the end, evil loses. I really like that. So this character here is somebody I've painted quite a bit. And here's some other depictions. This is actually the first time I've ever painted him, back in 2011. That's the first time he was ever depicted. that's how I had this. I don't think it was a dream. It was more of a deep, like an imagination when I think I was either laying in bed or I was in deep thought, because sometimes my ideas come to me that way. I'm closing my eyes, I'm laying in bed or someplace where it's hopefully peaceful and quiet, and I had this imagination of him walking down a corridor or a hallway, big, tall, about 9 feet, and the wind mildly blowing, and there was light coming down from some source, and it was almost like there were stars in the window in the background. And see, this is another dimension. He's walking from one dimension into another. And then there's steps going up there. That's the earliest depiction of him. Now here is also an early depiction of him, and one of my very favorites. You got the nice flower vase with red roses. And I love that tree. I took this to work and hung it up at work. And although the coworker doesn't really, I didn't think the coworker liked scary paintings that much, but this he liked a lot. This tree and the fog behind it. I love fog behind dark black trees. I think it makes a great effect. And the character here, the lady sleeping sweetly at night, and then this evil character comes out. This is Gromus again, but it's the silhouette. It's the silhouette, it's the shape that's so fascinating. He's coming out of his dimension, almost like a cavern type dimension, where he comes out to grab, this is his MO. He comes out to grab an unsuspecting person, and he could be anywhere. And I really like using a bluish type, silvery, grayish background for some of my paintings. So he's coming from that primal dimension, that murky prison. And there's so much to this character, I'll have to do a video in the future, more than probably one video in the future, explaining him. I don't know when that'll be, but I'm not going to do it all in this video. There's not enough time. I have many more paintings than what I'm showing you tonight. Again, these columns. I really like adding these to my paintings. If you walk back there, what is there? So it's ancient Greece. That's when the story begins with Gromus. I think he is in 421 BC is the first date that I gave in one of the stories that I was writing. I used to write short stories and write poems, and I got published a couple times in terms of my poetry, but I've never written a book. I have no interest in writing a book. I like writing short and really sweet and to the point. That's why I write these and include these in many of my paintings. This city is roughly a modern city, and there's lightning. Maybe he's causing it to storm too, and he's trapped the entire city inside a bubble. This is almost like a dream sequence or a what if type story or painting. I really like, I think I might have mentioned it in another video, I like adding vines to my paintings. There's a lot of inspirations for this character from my childhood and just deep thought. I think subconsciously in my mind when I created him, I was thinking of multiple characters. Uh, I think a few of the inspirations were the old Twilight Zone with Richard Keel, where he played an alien. I think it was To Serve Man was one of the inspirations, but he doesn't really look like him in the face or the head because he had a tall skull in that show. Not this guy, but the robe, the bigness of the character. And then also the bald-headed Jason in Friday the 13th Part 3 and 4. And I think probably some Freddy Krueger mixed in there. And also The Thing, the original Thing by Howard Hawks. You know, all those were in the back of my mind when I created this character. But he runs a prison. He's the giant prison warden. And he captures and takes people down into the prison cell and keeps them there until they're drained of energy. And he inherits their energy. He can come out of the wall without damaging the wall, just like in this painting. He's not damaging this wall. He can come out and grab a person and take them in. He should be bigger. I mean, he's 9 feet tall, so I guess if this was a true story, or if there was a movie made about him, I'm not a director, I'm not a movie maker. I'm just saying, if there was a movie made, he would probably be up to here, close to this area in height. But this is one of my favorite paintings. I really like it. And then she's got a dresser drawer. That fog coming in. I love that. The dark tree in front of that fog. The hand. The hand coming out. I hope you're not in a place where he's watching you tonight. I hope you're not in a place where you're vulnerable, because Gramus could be there. Say your prayers at night. Make sure that you're alert. Make sure you're in a safe place before you go to sleep. Make sure that you're sleeping with your sword nearby, or whatever other weapon you may have. Anyway, guys, just teasing. But yeah, I've got 30 paintings. I'm not sure, roughly, give or take. I'll have to show you those in the future. And there's a lot of other paintings that I've done where it's just the silhouette. There's even one that's arguably better than this one. But it's hard to beat this one. I really like it. In terms of imagination, I think this one is really, really good because of the concept of him being able to watch mankind and being able to watch people anywhere in the world. Now, this doesn't really depict what I'm talking about. This is a city trapped in a bubble that he's trapped. But in the story, in the lore that I created, he can watch anywhere from... He can watch the whole world, not at once, but he can check what's going on in Greece, in China, America, if he time travels into the future from ancient Greece. But yeah, his origins are in ancient Greece. I kind of had a fascination with some of the Greek mythology and some of the Greek architecture of old in ancient times. So it kind of, in the robe, I kind of made him have this robe to match back to ancient times. And he started in 421 BC as far as what I've written, but there's plenty of room to make his origins older than that, because it's not, I mean, it's old, but it's not extremely old compared to other characters and other mythologies. In fact, most mythologies would date their characters far back before 421 BC. But that's just a date I chose, and he was already existing. He was already doing his thing. He was already taking people back then. He was established, so his origins would go back even before that time. And in the paintings that I've painted, I often depict bricks behind him. I often depict bricks behind him because I like how it looks. You got this brown area, which I really like. I like using brown in a lot of my paintings. I think it gives it a lot of depth and a lot of, it just makes the painting look more interesting and, to me, comfortable. There's something comfortable about that. And of course, blue. I love the color blue. Really like that. And there's other paintings that show him with other cities inside bubbles. Those are also what if paintings, just to have fun with the character and really enjoy it. And I'll zoom in on his face so you get a better look at his face. So remember, everybody out there, watch out for him. Be ready. He's a bad guy. We need some heroes, some good guys and good gals to fight him. I'm not on his side. I created him, but I'm not on his side. In some of my paintings, I'll have red and black together. I just like that. I like that mix. The articulation, or not articulation, but the detail in his hands. I spent, I think, 2.5 hours or 3 hours on this painting. There's definitely more that I want to show you in the future with his character. There's multiple paintings with him, and there's paintings that there's paintings I'm looking forward to showing you where it shows his prison. It shows the prison cells. So look for that in future videos. It's not going to be my next video, so you'll have to wait a little bit because I got other paintings with other types of scenery to show you, because I do a variety of paintings, not just this character. In fact, in the not too distant future, I want to show you this painting with different characters. This is also one of my favorites, with the storyline here and with this character. Yeah, I'll show you this one in the future. That's one of my favorites too. This is one of many characters that I've painted, created. So this is Gromus, and there's more I could say about him. I'll save that for future videos. I really hope you've liked this introduction to him. There's his other painting. My painting, but I mean. That's the first depiction of him. But I've developed him more since then. Different angle. You're in another dimension. That's why the painting is backwards. I think Gromus has tampered with this video. Something's going on. Did you do that? Okay, we'll talk about it later. No, but anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really do. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed showing you this character, and I'm going to bring him back in a future video or videos, because one video it's not enough. One episode is not enough. And there's so many more paintings with this character. There's so many more things I could say. And thank you for joining me on this episode of Doorway to the Paintings. I know it's after midnight, wherever you're at. It has to be nighttime. That's the kind of show this is. It has to be nighttime. You can check in, but you can't check out. No, but it has to be nighttime. But anyway, if you feel like subscribing, please subscribe. And I think I put him on the subscribe button. I think this is the painting I used for that button on my videos. And but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much, and you take care, and I'll be back hopefully soon with more paintings, with different characters, and we'll come back to this too. So take care, everybody. See you next time.